They've taken this world from us, cast us into an uncertain future. Earth is no longer ours. It is ruined.
It's time to stand up tall.
Once we were the peak of evolution, bending the laws of nature to our whim. But our legacy has been taken from us.
The rise and the fall.
This is the age of a new breed.
Every empire.
The age of Homo Degenesis.
There's no other. There's no other. There's no other. There's no other. No.
Remember, Fallberg, there will be days of war. But there will come a day when we have to sacrifice everything.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 6 of Degenesis, Blood Legacy. We got the A-team here tonight, as usual. Our boy Ian, Simothy, and Aki. When we last left the group, they had done some ditch digging, spent the majority of their day trying to remove a boulder from a corpse, managed to free it from its dirt bindings, and as a reward, they found a mangled, crushed up coffin with what could potentially be Altair in it. They left behind the judge, Sim, to guard the body while they returned to the city with the guard, Kurt. Upon return to the city, they notice smoke and fire, and off in the distance they can see some sort of commotion going on involving flying creatures of some sort, and honestly just mayhem all around. I believe Kurt mustered up the strength to charge into that fray while the other two were deciding on their plan of action. And Sim, the good old guard, let his guard down and relax himself a bit as he's been left alone for an hour or so. And we'll jump right into that with the two of you. Last we left you, you have watched Kurt storm into the city of Lucatore to go protect his people.
Yeah, I think we had come to the decision we were gonna, given the fact that the city is as it is, head back to the cemetery to get Gabriel.
And that's all. You guys just gonna head back about an hour walk or so.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a walk, yeah.
Yeah. I guess more of a
Yeah,
jog, right?
definitely
To not
double
exhaust ourselves any more than we already are.
After a long day of manual labor.
Yeah, it's bedtime.
Well, if you're heading straight there, the further you travel, the less commotion you can hear from the city walls. And eventually it gets quiet. You can just hear the sound of nature and the steps of your comrade in the heavy gear behind you as you leave. But I'll leave the two of you to your own devices for a bit as we return to good old Gabriel.
Good old Gabriel.
Gabriel, with the dirt beneath your feet, sitting down, just enjoying nature. You yourself worked very hard, strained your muscles to free that boulder from its pit. Maybe you're just humming a tune or something. But suddenly, the next thing you know... What's your armor, by the way?
Oh, let me see. 400. 1,000. Whatever it takes to stop. Whatever it is, it's gonna hit me. I get a head and coat, and the AR is armor. I think that's 2. Right? Is that what the armor is?
You got 2 armor?
Yeah, I think so. That's what the AR is, right? Armor rating.
Yeah. Alright, you just minding your own business. Suddenly, the back, maybe your upper shoulder region, a sharp pain rings through your body. Something pierces a bit through your armor, your skin. There's no smooth running, so you're good for now. You take, subtract the 2, 3 damage.
Alright. Where's my damage kept at? That'd be wounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, at that point, feeling something entering his shoulder. What the fuck? And he's gonna stand up, or at least try to. I don't know if something would stop him, or...
You're able to maybe grab your shoulder where a blade and pierce, blood streaming now. You manage to right yourself. You turn. A man behind you, covered in dark robes and a mask, holding a blade with your blood on it, is standing right over you. Don't know how he snuck up on you.
At that point, I would... I guess I don't know where he keep his hammer. I'd always imagine on his back. I don't know. I don't think I took it off or anything or mentioned it. So at that point, he'd pull off his hammer. I don't know what your problem is, friend, but it's about to get worse. And I would, of course, engage him with my hammer.
Yeah, let's get that initiative roll going, huh?
I got 3D dice turned on. Why don't I have 3D dice turned on?
What'd you say?
I was just turning off my 3D dice.
Oh.
Can't you spend like ego or something to add to the roll?
You can.
How much ego we start with here?
I don't know what you have, but...
I got max 10. How much would it add?
I believe you can spend 1 point of ego to... Isn't it just 1 for 1, but you can only do it once per turn, per round?
Let me see.
Yeah, I don't have dual screen to look that up.
If you lose all your ego, you practically go into a comatose state.
Yeah, well, either way, I think I'm heading down a slippery slope of comatose states.
Yeah. I'll check it now.
Now would be the time to decide. From what I remember, it's 1 for 1. You can only use it per round. And Ian dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can roll with that. It don't matter to me. So,
Yeah, at
all right.
0, you're exhausted and fall to your knees, basically. So.
Oh, so I start out with 10 and it goes downwards. Is that the
Yep.
way it goes? Alright. Yeah, I'll go ahead and use 1 ego and give me a 4 boost. It'd be a tie, so I don't know how that works.
And by triggers. So right now I got 2 triggers. And you have 3. So you would be acting first.
Alright, sounds good to me. And with that case, Gabriel's gonna swing back his hammer for a mighty blow. Alright, so combat. Let's see, I'm standing. Nobody's moving. No cover. How's visibility?
It's a bit dark, but you should have vision on this guy. He's about 5 feet away from you.
So you say it's like a twilight?
Yeah, you know.
Ground's normal,
Moonlight.
range is normal. No malice, no bonus, right?
I don't believe you have any malice right now.
Alright. That's actual. That didn't pass his defense. Actual. 2. Alright. The derby skills of the inventory hammer. Roll for attack. Nasty.
Is that right?
Attack and skills 5 plus bonus / malice -4. Yeah, if it's giving me. Hang on, let me see if this would affect it. If it does, we'll still go with the first one because the twilight gives me -2. Yeah, so the combat helper modifying it with the twilight setting. So that would be correct if my visibility is in twilight.
Guess it would depend on if he rolled with the opposing guy's vision in twilight. Unless he has ways to bypass it.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, anyways. You did botch that one with your reserve success in 1-1.
Yeah.
So maybe as you got up after being stabbed, your hammer got caught in whatever you were leaning on and lays on the ground by your feet. So you go, your natural reflexes, right? You know, you go to reach for your hammer and you pull out nothing. You know, you grasp thin air, but you're already in the motion of the swing and you just sort of flail at him a bit.
Tai Chi.
And how many, you had 3 triggers, right? So it's what, 3 actions per round?
Let's see. So it is for every 2 triggers, you get an additional action.
So yeah, 2 actions. So you got another action, but
I suppose it would take an action for me to secure my hammer at that point.
I'd say you'd be able to pick it up and maybe defend, like get into like defensive stance.
All right, that's exactly what I would do then. As Gabriel swings and realizes the hammer's caught, he's just gonna pick up the hammer and back up and hold it like crossways across them.
Yeah. So you do that. You hear a little cackling, sort of mechanical, synthesized sort of voice coming from the figure before you. So he sort of twirls his knife around, takes a few steps back and lunges at you again. 4 successes, 2 triggers. Against your active defense.
Yeah, my active defense should be a straight, or passive defense is a 2.
Yeah, but you also have your, I'm using your reaction, right, to defend?
Yeah, so that'd be my defense roll, right, with my hammer?
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright. But you do have armor, right? So
Yeah.
you soak up, you take 3 damage. How you looking? As he slices by, maybe grazing your neck a bit.
Oh, halfway to dead, or passed out, or I don't know. What's trauma do?
I believe it's basically health, but also minuses as it goes, as far as I know. Let me
Alright.
slide over to that.
I'm not sure if I'd be picking up any or not.
Yeah, so...
Or
For every
Trauma's
trauma
usually
point, you
induced
lose 1d
penalties.
on his action number.
Alright. And then those, how do those accumulate?
Usually things like specifically say they induce trauma. Like
Okay.
certain medicines and poisons will induce trauma. Certain injuries like falling off a cliff.
Alright. Cool. I wasn't sure if it's something that can bypass actual wounds too or not. Alright. So I get sliced again.
Yeah, he got 2 triggers in that, so smooth running gives him another attack with, I believe, -2 dice on that one.
Oh, shit.
Fucking smooth running, it's the best fucking thing in the game. Well, aside from, full auto range.
So would that be another defense roll, or is it just passive?
You get 1, it's just your passive.
Okay.
-2 dice, meaning 2 successes. And that meets you. Does meet beat? Fucking hell. Aki, you know off the top of your head? Does meet beat 2 to 2?
If meat beats, I don't know. Most things go to, or let me see, it's right here, actually. If he gets more successes, I presume it's...
This versus his passive defense, though.
Oh, yeah, then I would imagine. So, oh, that's active defense, sorry.
I'm just dying in all my games.
Oh, man. Let me see. There's like 4 different entries in this entire section for defense, and they're all in separate spots, so I'm like jumping between them, sorry.
Must be nice to have 2 screens.
It is so nice now. I'm really glad I got the second one. Doesn't price under attack. Let me slide back over to that. Nope, that one doesn't. Let's find the next section on attacks. Okay.
In the event of a tie, both fires active once. Players come up with a plan? No.
It doesn't... I'm not seeing whether... Because it's listing active...
Conflict difficulties.
Worst case, you could just call it.
Yeah, I'll give him maybe.
There's nothing in. Well, they don't really have a combat section and all like resolution.
Well, they do. They have the battle, Chapter 7 battle, which is what I'm going through, but defense just notes it's how hard it hits, right?
Yeah, the layout of their book isn't exactly.
Yes,
It's
I'm
not
quickly
the worst.
learning.
It's just very well. I think it's partly because of translation. Some spots are rather unclear.
Yeah, I'm quickly learning translated games to English. Unless you have a good team working on it, really are a pain in the rump.
Yeah, like I feel like little things like this get missed, where it's like there's no like clear specific wording of meat beats, etc.
They don't even have it in. They don't even have it in the basic task resolution.
That's what I'm not seeing, yeah, because I'm in the battle chapter, right? The first entry for defense just notes that that's how hard it is to hit something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go back to basic task resolution, explaining the system.
Yeah,
Shouldn't it state?
Let's see. I need a PDF with fucking click thingies.
Jesus Christ.
So let's see. Action number, etc. Whoever rolls more successes wins. That's in that case.
If they word it like that, it might go to the acting player actually winning the tie.
Yeah, it looks like if the acting part does not succeed, he loses. But which I assume is to say that Meat does not beat.
So if you don't have the most successes, you didn't.
But again, that's for conflict rolls. Let me see if there's something earlier. No.
Fuck it.
Sorry. Yeah,
We'll call
yeah.
it
It looks like
take a
meat does
vote.
not beat, from what I'm reading here. In a competition draw, it's possible to, blah blah blah. What's it? Yeah. In yes/no decisions, the person acting first always has to overcome the opponent's resistance to avoid losing. So meat does not beat, presumably.
Alright, yeah.
That's what it lists for.
So
it
if his
doesn't
second
clarify any
swing-
rules, yeah.
After slicing a bit of your neck and blood spilling, he goes in and he gets caught maybe in your leather armor, and he pulls back. He'll take a second action and try to run back a bit from you.
Alright.
He begins switching out weaponry, he puts his knife away, and you can see him rummaging through his clothes to pull something else out.
Alright. So
And
now
roll
I have-
initiative again.
Oh, so we roll every time?
Top of each round
Yeah,
initiative.
top of each round. Now, this I was reading through the initiative as well, so it's you can spend a max of 3 ego points, unless you have things that raise that, like potentials. But that does also add to the number of bonus dice on the first action. So if you were to dump 3 ego points, that would not
Yeah,
only make
plus
it
3
more likely for you to
initiative.
go first, it would also add 3 to the first action you take.
Oh.
So your swing, which
Presumably.
was still 0, so you would have
Yeah.
had 1, which wouldn't have hit.
Yeah.
How quickly is ego replenished?
Let me check.
It depends on certain things that you do. So like Anabaptists, when it's entering Chapel of their Faith, they might get +1 ego. Resting for a long period of time might get you +1 ego.
Yeah, I don't think it's something that comes back very
Doing
quickly.
some kind of burn gives you +1 ego.
Okay, so they're treated like bonus points, fortune points, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can die if you don't have any.
Yeah, if you run to 0, you are literally exhausted, and that's it. You can't.
Yeah, ego got the best. Yeah, ego got the best of you.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so then I'd imagine retconning that I'd have to use Eagle before I ever actually roll. Or would it be
Yeah, you
able
only
to be
Yeah,
recover
able-
you
one
dump
per
your
day.
ego before.
With rest.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and use another Eagle point. Give me a +1
Okay.
on the initiative.
It's like basically, in my mind, it's like psyching you. Say, you can't do this to me. I'm a goddamn judge. You know.
Yeah, right.
So that'd be a 2 initiative.
Jesus Christ.
Christ. I'm just destined to die.
Combat in this is like insanely brutal. Yeah. Whoever gets the drop or whoever has the the kind of the faster setup generally has it. There's
So
no
he
like slight
continues
advantage here.
run back a bit, lengthening the distance between the two of you. And from his coat, you see he pulls out some sort of a shoddy-looking pistol of sorts. Pops a shot off at you.
So no triggers. How many? Is that just basic 1 action?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Would that be-
normal. Because it takes 2 trigger, or well, yeah, if you didn't have any triggers, that's 1 basically. So
Alright.
nothing.
And it's dodge in action, so would I declare it beforehand?
You forego your action or it's actively, yeah.
So I could effectively dodge this and then be top of the round again after your guy gets done shooting at me like 3 or 4 times.
You'd be able to, yeah, dodge 1, I believe. It doesn't apply for all of it.
Let me see. Sacrifices an action. If he gets at
Yeah, you
least
forego
as many
your
successes
action.
as the attacker, yeah, that's. He defends. You can counterattack if you get more. Where is the actual dodge thing?
Yeah, I tried Googling it real quick on my phone, but
Yeah.
From what I remember, it's like you just give up your action or 1 action to defend.
Yeah, and then the other attacks would go off just based on passive
Yeah,
defense.
for active defense, opponent or whoever's doing active defense sacrifices an action, and enters a conflict. If he gets at least as many successes as the attacker, he defends. If he gets more successes and 3 triggers in melee, he gets a counterattack, but only in suitable situations. Let me double check. I'm not sure.
Well, regardless, I'm just gonna go ahead and roll it. I'm not dodging nothing, so it don't matter.
Great. Fuck it. 3 to hit, 1 trigger. And that hits you, right?
Yeah, 3 would hit me.
And you soak 2, take 2.
I'm up to 8 now.
Second action. Okay, he botches. So after popping a shot off into your other shoulder, you see him pull the trigger again. You hear a distinct click. And you can see a round that's stuck in the chamber, cocked sideways, and begins fiddling with it, trying to unjam his pistol.
With that, the judge is going to kind of smile through the pain and realizing there's some respite. Alright,
Now,
so that'd be another.
I was gonna say, yeah. So, if it uses up, if a dodge or active defense uses up your only action, you do get a free action still. So you could like
So you
pick
can
up
still
your
run.
thing
right?
or like do
Movement's
something
free
like
action?
that.
Oh no, free action just talking, yeah.
Yeah, it's like talking, dropping something, picking something up, etc. Something.
Well,
with no
sure,
effort.
my free action would be my smile. How about that?
Such a charming smile it is.
Yeah, a cursed bloody smile.
Although movement does
Really?
not use up an action.
Oh, that's good to know.
As soon as so you'd get a minus 2d penalty for the turn after you move, right? But it also makes it harder for enemies to hit you. But it does note the movement does not use up an action.
Okay. Initiative getting at me?
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna use 3 evil points. I imagine was that the max?
3 is max. You get 3 bonus dice on your next roll, and 3 plus initiative.
So let me go ahead and throw my bonus in. And roll my initiative.
There you go. Fucking hell.
1 trigger.
Well, it's 4 total with the ego, so that means 2 extra actions.
It's not 2 extra.
Or it's for every 2 trigger, right? So
And ego's not a
he
trigger.
gets an additional action per 2 triggers. Sorry, it's like there's like 5 different spots in a paragraph I have to look to.
Yeah, no, you don't get a
Oh,
bonus dice to your initiative. You just get the +3
Yeah,
flat.
you're right. It's,
Okay.
That's just
Re-
triggers.
let me-
Yeah.
Let me
I
roll
thought
it. We
was
roll
the
it then.
plus
So-
triggers.
Alright. Because there's no way to tell what was what.
And so you got 4. So you got an initiative of 4. And then you still get a +3. Do you get +3 dice or +3 flat
so
to
all
his next
participants
roll?
spend up to 3 ego points, right? The players subtract the points spent from their pool and add them to the initiative, and this combat round's first action is bonus dice. So if one side...
Oh, it was right the first time then. Okay, my
Okay.
bad.
So that I also get +3 for my combat, my next round of combat.
Yeah, well, your next action doesn't have to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the number of successes is the initiative score. Boop, boop, boop. Triggers determine how fast he acts. Every 2 triggers, you get an additional action. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not triggers plus ego. It's just triggers to determine extra actions.
So I'd get essentially 2 actions, right?
Well, because you only have one trigger.
Nah, you only get one
So
action.
it'd be
Okay.
the normal.
Alright.
I was thinking it was
Well-
triggers plus the ego points that equal how many extra actions you get. But
Alright, and then, Demi, how far do you move away? Is he within engaging range, or do I have to move?
You would definitely have to move. You can't reach with your button or your hammer.
Okay. So
He
that takes-
used like one turn or one of his movements, right? Stopped for that turn, and then on the next turn he shot at you. You know, so you
Yeah.
would take a penalty.
So now the way it's read now, no, you're not moving. I'm moving. Does this now? I don't know if this
Yep.
combat happen.
so
So by me, it's a minus, right?
yeah, so if you move at least 2 meters, right,
Negative
so
2.
If you move at least 6 feet, you get -2, but it also makes him have a harder time attacking you.
All right. So yeah, so I am moving, and that'd be my
So
total's
its
gonna be a
maximum
negative.
movement is body and athletics.
Yeah, I got 3, so that'd be 3 meters, right?
Yeah, so 9 feet.
All right. So now when I roll my attack, it's gonna be a -1 instead of a -2.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So as he's moving and engage, he swings his hammer back to try to get at least 1 hit on before he dies.
Oh, man, one will not hit.
Yeah, there's no way I'd have to get a minimum of 2 with the minus. It's almost impossible.
Yeah, because you're how many dice? Yeah, you get
He's
2.
at -3 malice.
Yeah. So now I'm at a flat -4 because my bonus dice is used up. But I don't have another action, so it doesn't matter.
But you have +1 to your passive defense right now.
Yes.
You moved, so
So now you have like what, 4,
3
3?
passive defense. If you use the combat helper and you just when you enter and move, and it'll do all the dice work for you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Alright, says you charge at him with your hammer. And you begin to swing down at him. It comes down a little bit short. Wait, don't you also have a...
Potential. I
Yeah.
don't know if it
I think that doesn't that make it harder to hit, but it makes it hit harder or something like that.
yeah, the judge's hammer is unwilling, heavy ring and notice value and complain is judge for this. I have no idea those who found this within judge's brute force as they blow their hand side across shaft. Redirecting the sentence to the right technique to hammer is easiest sword without losing impact. The deductions for special ability impact are reduced by 1 per potential level. So I don't think it has anything to do for
For actually landing,
hitting.
it's for the
Yeah.
extra shit. Yeah.
Alright, initiative, top it around. Again.
Oh, did he hit me? Did I need to deduct anything?
No.
Or is
no,
all-
you,
let's wait. Yeah, because he didn't go
Oh
yet,
yeah,
did
you
he?
were sorry.
Oh shit, yeah, you're
Oh,
right.
no, yeah.
So he drops his gun after filling it with it, seeing the hammer come down in front of him. He goes back to his knife. You have a +1 active defense, and it's a 3/3. Meat doesn't beat. We agreed on that.
Yeah.
So he swipes wildly.
All right. I might as well use 3 more ego dice for this, since things are going downhill real quick. And now, no longer moving.
Ooh,
No triggers though.
yeah. Fucking hell.
Oh, yeah, you didn't botch. That's good.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah,
hell.
3 for 3. You got 3 of 2 triggers. So it's 2 actions.
So, being in melee range, melee rounds, I'm gonna go ahead and. Oh, we went 3-3. Is he going first?
Yeah, he's got 2 triggers and you got
Awesome.
none.
All right.
Knife, body, let's go. 4, 2 triggers.
Oh yeah, no. Even if I use the those moving, yeah. So I could roll defense on that, right?
You
would that be
could've.
fair?
I mean, you can. Sure, we'll do that if you wanna.
Alright. Yeah, didn't beat it. So how
So
much
you take
damage?
3, right? Unless your defense went up?
No, my defense is 2 again.
Okay, yeah.
So it'd be 3 damage.
Yep. 2 soak, right?
Yeah. If it's a soak.
This is after soak. Just
Alright. So I'm at a flat 11.
smooth running again. It's only 2. You're good.
Alright.
That's his first action. Second action is in actively defend.
Okay. So now back to initiative, right?
Alright, you got your 1 action.
No, that was my roll for defense.
Yeah, but if you use your 1 action to roll for defense, you still get an act. Oh, you still get a free action.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I could just talk to him.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. You may kill me, but you'll never win. Alright. So now if I use both my ego points, what happens?
If you go to 0,
Yeah.
you go into a coma, pretty much. A comatose state.
Alright, I'll
Yeah,
just
if
use
you-
one.
Yeah, if you dump ego, you're pretty much just out.
I'm heading there anyway. This way, at least if I hit and do something.
I'll dump some ego into this, too.
Alright, so I got 1 ego, and there's my initiative.
Oh, although you will
Dump.
get to roll psi plus either faith or willpower
To
to see
not-
if you aren't fucked.
Oh, so I could use 2 and see how fucked I am?
Yeah, so basically at the, if it falls, reaches or falls under 0, you break down, fatigued, demoralized, or emotionally unhinged. Only enough for willpower can keep him going now. At the end of the next combat round, he rolls psi plus faith / willpower, with target of 2. If the roll is successful, his ego points rise to 1. This works exactly once.
Alright.
Yeah.
So if I spend another one, it's just a d6, right? Essentially.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then I'd be able to be able to retcon and roll the actual 2, and then do the will chest after the combat turn. Since I think I'll be dead anyways.
One plus 3 is 4.
Yeah, I wouldn't do shit. So wouldn't matter. Alright, so you get to go first.
Once again, knife going for your head. 3 to hit
3 would hit.
with your soak.
2. That'd be an even 12. Death becomes me.
What's that?
I said that'd put me at 12, which is my max.
Right. That's that, right? So,
Oh yeah, so once you hit the max of flesh wounds, remaining damage becomes trauma and everything is fucked basically.
what's your trauma at right now? 0?
0 out of 6.
Alright, well, you're still,
So yeah, once you yeah, the target starts dying. For every point of trauma, there's a general penalty of -1 die to everything. If it reaches or surpasses its maximum, he is literally beyond saving.
Okay, so now everything goes into the 6. Alright.
yeah. Second action. 2 to hit. He does have 2 triggers. Watch some smooth running.
So 2, you said?
Yeah, 2 to hit. I mean, it doesn't hit.
No.
But he gets to roll again at -2.
Bring it down.
Which is 1 to hit, which won't work.
So now Gabriel feeling exhausted. He's gonna start swinging with all his might with whatever he has left.
Defense, passive 1. Armor 2.
So I won't even do shit. If it soaks.
Yeah, no.
However, I don't know what the blood impact 3T. I don't have 3 triggers.
Yeah, they'd have to have 3 triggers to activate.
Got nothing.
Yeah.
So your hammer, with all your might, swings down, but all your might seems to be not much of anything, really. Being honest. You're losing a lot of blood. Your senses are starting to dull. You can taste metallic.
Alright.
Yeah.
What's that check now, since I'm out of ego?
What are you? What are you? Instinct or faith kind of guy?
Or well, I
Well,
think it's a faith willpower combo roll. Or
I'm not bad. You're
whichever
a
it
primal
is, yeah.
focus guy, right? Isn't his attitude dictate it?
Yeah, I think it does actually. Yeah, so it's either faith willpower.
Um,
Yeah.
Which one?
So it'd be
Which one do you choose? Your belief.
Uh,
yeah, because the one
yeah.
you don't have will be blocked out. It won't have a dice clicker.
Yeah, I think I got faith, but I don't. I think it changes, right? But it might be faith because I literally have all my like willpower reaction stuff under faith, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's if you go to psyche, it's whichever one is not blocked out.
Alright. Psyche.
One of them will not have a button and number next to it. So it's basically whatever isn't that one.
I'm not seeing anything good. Oh, okay, I see. Well, this is well, I got willpower.
Yeah, so it'd be willpower then.
All right.
Two triggers, 3 successes. So that's good enough to not like fuck up, right?
Yep. So you get an ego point back. And this is the only time you can do that. So.
Gotcha. Playing the odds.
Each round of combat, it's only like, I think it's only 3 seconds.
Quick,
Pretty
yeah.
sad.
Like that. It's definitely not enough time for your buddies over there hiking to...
Oh yeah. I mean, you said we had like hour or something. And that was
40 something minutes. That was about 10 seconds ago.
Well, I got 1 success out of my last ego point initiative roll. Fantastic.
Yeah. We got 2. So we don't have a bonus action though.
I don't think you'll need it. I think you'll probably start wiping me clean here.
We'll see. Swing. Oh, it's 4 successes. 3 triggers.
So how much damage?
You soak 2, so you take 3, or you soak 3 and you take 2, I forget.
Nah, I think it's just 2. So
His damage is 5. I'm hitting you with 5. I thought you were soaking 3.
no, that was only the one time because I was moving. That was be my passive defense.
Take
Now
your
the
3.
armor base is something else. All right. I mean, because I'm not sure how much armor, like if it's just a straight 2 armor, right?
Yeah, if you have straight 2 armor, you're taking 3.
Yeah. All right, so that took 3.
Smooth running. -2 dice. 2 triggers. 2 successes.
That would just meet.
Okay. That's my only...
Yeah, I didn't do shit.
Shit, yeah.
And now my ego's gone.
Can you even succeed? Do you have you don't have
No.
a die to roll
I was
anymore.
gonna say, yeah, because once you hit trauma, you're starting to get extra minuses, so you're gonna have, like,
Yeah.
depending on how damaged your trauma is, it's gonna be...
Pretty much I'm just now a blubbering mess of blood.
Yeah, like, you're technically alive, but you're pretty much out of it at that
You
point.
keep stumbling forward, and in your head you're swinging down your hammer. In reality, you're sort of on the brink of passing out, hallucinating at this point.
Speaking in tongue.
And you said you have no more ego,
Nope.
and you can't re-roll the save, so you collapse from exhaustion.
So now I am straight out.
At the mercy of Shadowface Boy from who knows where.
Yeah. And now since I am not standing, my actual defense is 1.
Either way, the light from your eyes fade, and your fate is left uncertain as you go unconscious. We finally go back to our hiker boys after, what was that, an hour?
You have somewhere around.
Jesus Christ. I mean, an hour in real time, was it like 30 seconds in game time?
Yeah. 30 seconds of game time.
Just gonna have a silent hike between you while I drink this water?
Cool. Yeah, I mean, we didn't really have a whole lot we were discussing. Unless Ian, you have something your character wanted to bring up?
Magnus would be, even though he's tired as hell, he would try his best to double step it, so he'd be periodically like, he says, keep up, we must get to our companion.
Yes. We'll get there soon enough. It'll be fine.
So I do not know what is going on, but it is not all well.
Yes, well, whatever's going on is going on in this city. I don't see why they would be out there.
Did not the guard find it unusual that the cloister's bells were not ringing?
Yes. Once we gather him, we should head up there. As much as I don't want to. Regardless, whoever's
In
going
about
is good.
40 minutes or so along the trail, you return to the side of the graveyard. In the darkness, it's a little bit hard to make things out. You see the shack. It's all silent.
Yeah, Magnus would be approaching with one hand raised and his gun upright because he can't quite see. Be like, Gabriel, we are back. Are you there?
Callen approaches quietly behind. Now that we're here, kind of walking more nonchalant. Although when he doesn't immediately see him, he's kind of more concerned.
Gabriel, I say it is us. Do not shoot. Gabriel?
Callen, realizing we're not getting a reply, starts kind of scanning the area, slowly walking behind.
Yeah, Magnus quickly drops to defensive stance, clutching his trailblazer. His fingers and thumb fumbling upon the undermount grip of it, kind of trailing downwards towards the grenade launcher, periodically shifting between the two, and finger ready on the trigger.
This doesn't bode well. Do you think he's taking a piss?
Do you piss out of your mouth? Says he would have words. Says keep low and quiet, not out of eyesight. Let us approach, see if we can find them.
Callen will keep pretty tight behind him, quietly walking.
And Magnus will click in to stop speaking and using hand signal.
The two of you very carefully approach. Your footsteps muffled as best as you can in the dead of the night. As you come closer and closer to the side of the grave, you see a large hammer just laying on the ground with no hands, no body next to it.
Is there, do we see blood around and such as well, or take it, or?
It's a bit dark to make out the details.
And Magnus will hold a hand up to stop and warning. Point down with his barrel of his gun towards the hammer. He'll cup a hand motioning forward for you to investigate while he covers you.
Yeah, he kind of looks around and then to Magnus and gives like a short nod and kind of approaches slowly. You kind of notice kind of wrapped up in the cloth almost is a stiletto in his offhand as he approaches it. Kind of gets down close, leans in, and takes a look at the hammer.
You finally carefully approach the hammer and you get a look at it. It's familiar, belongs to your friend. The ground seems to have a different sound in this area, as if moist. But you don't recall it raining. And your friend is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, he stands up and kind of looks to Magnus and kind of shakes his head as if, you know, there's nothing for it.
Is this kind of accurate? Is it like mausoleums and stuff like that? Do they have, if so, do they have any kind of like lit lanterns or friggin' lanterns to be lit or anything like that?
Did you enter the shack before to grab tools, or is that someone else? They would know what was in there.
Yeah,
Somebody
Some
did, yeah.
farming stuff.
I
Yeah.
think Callen went in to check and stuff because I had to grab shovels or some shit.
Yeah.
So there's that.
You would recall there was like one little lantern-esque thing.
Yeah,
It
Callen.
didn't appear to have any fuel in it. But if you do, you could fill it up.
Yeah, I guess Magnus was basically looking around for a light source, kind of cursing the darkness silently.
Well, actually, let me see. I might have a.
Flashlight?
Let me see.
Neither of you?
I have
I didn't-
torches, I have matches, I have flint and tinder. I don't think I bought no, I don't have a lantern, but I do have torches.
I never finished my equipment list under the assumption that they might need my money.
I always spend all of my money on weird miscellaneous shite. So.
Well, no, Demi and I conversed briefly, and he was like, "Yo, we're spending money like water." So I was like, "Yeah, just keep it."
I think you guys bribed like every fucking person you met.
Mm.
Hey, what do you know? Here's 10 fucking
Well, I mean,
dinars.
you say that Callen is pretty. He's got like 39, but then also like a pouch from Ennio, just full of money, so that helps as well.
That was after Ian joined.
True.
Yeah, Magnus ultimately cursed the darkness. He says, "We need light."
Yeah, Callen kind of takes a look around again, kind of being very careful, and gets close to Magnus again, and kind of nods and, you know, washing my back, and pulls out a torch, puts his stiletto away, and pulls out a torch and lights it.
So, what becomes apparent to you now is that there is dried up blood caked on the hammer. Now, more noticeable, the telltale signs of that hammer being swung and hitting the ground, lifting up dirt, throwing rocks around, leaving a little dents in.
This is bad.
Mein Gott. What happened here?
I don't know. But one way or another, there's nothing here anymore. We should go.
The torch, keep it close. I will have a look. And any way I can do like an instinct and survival to try and find tracks, maybe a direction, any signs of numbers, stuff like that. I'm assuming a fight took place. I just don't know between what.
Yeah, you can... What was your claim? You said instinct survival?
Yeah, I'm assuming survival's like hunting.
Hunting, tracking.
Yeah.
Yeah, with 2, you'd be able to tell that something around 200 pounds or so was dragged in the general direction of the pit. There doesn't appear to be any animals or bears or anything worse than that was here. Just a scuffle.
You said something was dragged towards the pit?
Yes. Also, you find a bullet casing on the ground.
Bullet casing, okay. Magnus would make his way towards the pit,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Callen's keeping quite tight to him, pretty much.
yeah, gun drawn. I'm like, hold it over the rim.
Yeah. Callen has it kind of up, forward, and above his head in such a way that it, doesn't get in his eyes too much and lights the area fairly well.
I hunker over the edge with the gun drawn to see if there's bodies in the pit.
Callen watches the area around as he does that.
As you peer into the depths, there's a new corpse in the pit. His face in the ground. It's not facing it, there are gashes on his body. There's a pile of clothes next to him.
Scheiße! What is this? Over here, quickly! The glint! He'll pull up a bullet case and look at it. Try to figure out what type of gun it came from. Sidearm, rifle.
Seems to be a 22 caliber, not too big. So it might have been from a rifle or maybe just a little plinker.
Hold it out for Callen to see. It says,
Well, I don't think it much matters anymore. We need to get going. Whoever killed him could still be out here.
you look down and goes, it was Gabriel?
Do you think it's anyone else?
Should we have a look?
I don't think I have the patience. I think we need to get out of here, because one way or another someone's dead.
Magnus will look at you and kind of cut a curt look, like, you've abandoned your own men?
Do you think he's alive? Given this?
I do not know.
He points to the
I do
hammer
not
on
know.
the ground.
Magnus will just kind of look a little disgusted. Like, keeps the torch handy, I'm going down.
Fine. He kind of keeps the torch up enough to where it kind of lights down there, but he's mainly looking off away from the pit, keeping an eye out.
Magnus will do a quick slide down.
Keep an eye out for traps.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. First thing he would do was examine the underside of it. And if he did try to roll it over, it'd be very slowly looking at the midsection for a plant grenade or anything.
Very slowly, you roll him over, and it's the very stern but unmoving, dead face of your comrade, or acquaintance, depending on how you're looking at it.
Yeah, he'll go through the semantics of it all. And he's gonna go, "It is Gabriel!" Reach down, do 2 fingers to the side of the neck, and kind of wince at the blood that's over his fingers. Said, "He is dead." Said, "You were right. Let us go." And he'll try to clamber back up, reach an arm up to be helped out.
Yeah, Callen's kind of busy keeping an eye on things, and when he kind of notices that you're kind of sticking your arm up, he kind of reaches his hand back towards you more than anything to kind of help pull you up that way. But keeping an eye out around.
Something you would have noticed while you were down there digging at the body is that the other corpse, or bits of it, were not to be found.
Oh, says, "We need to get out of here. Where should we go, though? Back to the gate to see if the fighting stopped? Whoever was here took the body of Altair," and he'll kind of roll his eyes.
What? Damn.
"Yes, the corpse was moved."
This just gets worse and worse. Whoever was planning something here has clearly already acted. What do you think? We could head up to the cloister and see about those bells, but I doubt there's any point in it by now.
Is the cloister higher ground? I can't remember. Is it?
Yeah.
Does it overlook the city by chance?
Yeah, basically.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he'll nod very funny. Yeah, it says higher ground is a must. Tactical
Yeah.
advantage. We can gaze down upon the city and see why the people are not alarmed there.
And if it's been taken,
We should approach with very much caution.
yes, I suppose the torch will have to wait for later then. Just keep quiet and your ears open. And I suppose we start heading that way. Once we're kind of back on the path again, Callen will kind of snuff the torch, keeping it ready to be relit if needed.
The 2 of you in the cover of night make your way back down the path you've traveled many times today.
It is kind of pleasant here,
Yeah,
don't you think?
It's a nice fucking trail.
I thought the bugs would be much worse.
Ooh, noticeably, you don't hear any chirping of insects. Just occasional birds, and the wind, and the rustling of leaves. No crickets.
Meanwhile, the city's getting gutted from the inside.
Yeah, being as familiar with this trail as you are, you see your familiar log, which you have to jump over. Familiar carving in a tree, and you make your way back to the crossroad. The 2 of you are heading back up to the cloister.
Yeah, it'd give us a better vantage point.
Right. So,
Yeah, I suppose there will be a height, kind of at least partway up, where we'll have a better view of the city one way or another.
Yeah,
Before
maybe
we
about
start below it.
10 minutes into the ascent, you have a decent view of the city. It's also very late. You guys have been active all day. Maybe your fatigue is starting to catch up with you at this point. So, but from your view of the city, you can see fires raging now.
Callen kind of looks to Magnus. Oh, this is not good.
9, it is not.
There's no way that those at the cloister don't know already, and the bells haven't rung yet. What do you think that means?
To me, that they were the ones responsible, that they were possibly bribed into not bringing alarm.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. And if that's the case, I doubt they'll be happy to see us.
Then again, they too could be beset.
Yes, if not already dead. Though if someone were to capture the bell tower and hold it, regardless, I would have thought they'd send someone. They may have while we were off to the graveyard, you never know.
Yeah, Magnus will be like mid-major yawn when you're talking to him. Kind of shake out of it. He's like, yeah, like pretending like he's agreeing and has no idea what you just said because he was so engrossed in being tired.
I think we're both tired, and clearly you are, at the very least. I think going up to the cloister's a mistake, but so is going back down to the city with the state it's in. I'm not exactly fond of a city in siege.
Yeah. I do not relish the idea of going much further in either direction. Look around. Perhaps we could hold up here.
That's what I was thinking. Off the trail a bit, sufficiently into the forest that no one should notice.
Yeah, find a good spot.
Aye.
Sleep back to back.
Yes, I have my equipment with me, so at least we'll be comfortable.
I could care less for comfort. Just sleep.
See if we can't find a suitable tree to hike up.
Up there looks good.
Yes. Okay, we'll kind of look for a decent spot, any trees that kind of hang low enough, if it's not all like pine or anything like that, they'd be able to get up into and such.
Two of you dig a little deep into the woods off the beaten trail. You manage to secure yourself a nice, comfy spot in the darkness.
So Callen is going to, in particular, did I get the other thing? I didn't. I knew I should have got the net. So Callen will kind of get you to the side once we've found a suitable spot, start gathering brush and things that can cover us. Here. As long as it looks like a suitably natural pile of woodland rubbish, we should be fine. As long as we weren't followed. And he'll kind of have his pack down. He kind of... You see, he has like all kinds of equipment there, and he pulls out kind of a smaller pack within it, essentially. It's not very big. And it's basically full of camouflage paints and such for such situations. He also has like spare clothes, essentially. He probably has something a bit darker he'd kind of pull out and offer you. Yeah. If you'd prefer to change, or at least pull this over. Less obvious.
Just kind of look and raise an eyebrow skeptically and kind of shrug. He says, "Do you have poncho?"
He'd kind of look through the pack. Nothing suitable, just, if you need to, just rip it into strips and lay it over. Enough to do the job. I'll paint the rest.
Just kind of, once again, kind of shrug and shake his head a little taken back. Reach down, grab a handful of mud, and start smearing it on the front of his chest and face.
He kind of looks very exhausted at this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not gonna pretty myself up just to go to bed. I roll some dirt and shit on me.
Fine. You see him kind of go through his pack and kind of swap his own clothing around for stuff that's more darker browns and deep greens and stuff, and fully changing, and then, you know, over pretty much any exposed skin or anything that isn't, you know, rather dark, he applies the paint and stuff too, and grabs brush and such, and really well and proper covers himself well. His pack not quite on, but basically like kind of a hand through the main strap, essentially, while he sleeps.
You're doing this in like what? Like camouflaged here?
Yeah, so I have camo paints and stuff, which gives me a bonus to any kind of stealth.
Okay. Is it just flat bonus, or you just get an extra die on checks?
It's a +2 dice to agility, stealth, and stuff. So
Why don't you just give me a
cool,
self roll?
sweet. Oh, wrong thing. Agility, stealth. There we are. Let me see. 2 bonus. Yeah, we are. Not the worst.
Hey, you didn't botch. You've definitely covered yourself successfully, but not your best work. You definitely wasted a bit more paint than you wanted to. Maybe you were feeling uncertain, you know, in the dead of night, what you were putting on. You're like, is this bright green or is this... Anyway.
Can I just do my raw agility for dirt improv stealth?
Yeah, man, go for it.
There you go. Fucking just rolls in dirt. Fucking Christ, you have agility, don't you? I didn't realize you had 4 agility. Yeah.
Yeah, so Callen, after you finish working on yourself, you look over to Magnus, and for a second you're like, where did he go?
Pitch black out, it's like he's gone.
I'm like the predator, man. It's fucking all covered in mud.
Yeah, fucking hell. Makes sense.
I don't have the time for this shit.
Dylan doesn't
hear
particularly
him
have high
speak, yeah.
agility. He's more so just, you know, he's a talky boy.
Anyways, you're impressed with his
Not that that's been
natural
useful.
talents.
Yeah, not that being able to talk to things has been particularly good.
Just another day in the bush.
Yeah. Fuck's sake. I'm making
Two
a
of
fucking
you,
owl if I ever make another character again in Degenesis. Just fucking stab shit and one-shot it.
Two of you going to sleep, or you're doing shifts, or...
Callen is happy to have us both sleep, he'll ask, though, if he prefers shifts, or if, given the fact we're both well covered up like that, he thinks, you know, if anyone gets the drop on us, they're gonna get the drop on us.
Magnus will do a partial shift. He's like, yeah, I'll go to sleep. I'll take first watch.
Fine.
He'll do his best for about half a shift and he'll doze off because that's just his nature right now. He's tired.
Time flies, and the two of you awake. The sun is in the sky, smoke is in the air. Smells like ash. But the two of you are unharmed.
Promptly kick Callen with the boot.
He kind of shuffles awake, you know, sticks and shite just kind of falling off over him. Yes. He kind of gets up in kind of one motion and kind of brushes off what's extra and pulls the pack over his shoulders. Well, you can only see what remains.
Yeah, just what I was thinking. See how much of the city remains.
Do you think we should avoid the path? If they have...
Only if we hear, only if we hear the sounds of feet of combat.
Yeah, fair enough. And I suppose we head back to the path where we were able to see the city before.
Oh yeah, you head back in the path, and from your viewpoint, you can see at least a quarter of the city seems to have been engulfed in flame. Mostly the entrance and gate in which you entered. It's a very distinct line, though, as if it's contained.
Is it still like small fires, or is it just smoldering remains of previous fires? Or...
From what you can see, it's just lumps of smoke in the air right now. It's hard to make out much of anything. You can see the cloud forming in the sky as it rises.
Curious if there's any like small breaks of crimson, orange, or anything. Basically, just trying to ascertain if it's still burning.
Yeah.
Roll that being. I guess it's just knowledge, isn't it, huh? Whether or not you...
They have an observation.
Yeah, and, perception, I guess, would be...
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm crappy with perception. Got 2 successes.
We're gonna go for from what you can tell, it seems like there was a much larger fire, possibly only smaller bits remain. It seems to mostly have died out, but not entirely, yeah?
Yeah, cool. That's my major concern. If it was still going to be raging on through the city, you'll look and kind of frown and frump a little bit. I think they have it under control finally. Kind of like it's all that smoke will be up here soon enough, I'm sure.
Yes. So then the question is whether we investigate the cloister or head down.
That's a good question. Herr Doctor went down the previous night, did he not?
Yes. I imagine anyone who could or is willing to help us is probably down there as well. Though, if for some reason they have locked down the cloister, there may be... If we can convince them to come out and help, that would be good.
I would just be satisfied if we were able to make it down and secret ourselves back inside the city proper.
Yes. The question is which way we go. Honestly, I feel like our best bet may be going through the flames. I doubt anyone would expect it. And I also doubt they'd be letting anyone in, given the current circumstances at any other entrance. What do you think?
Kinda look like he's pondering and just half-heartedly shrugged. He's like, it seems folly arrivé. I myself would like to find Herr Doctor. Says perhaps we could travel back down the path, see what the situation is. If the gods have indeed secured the area, they might tell us what's going on. We could tell them nothing more than the truth. We've a trapped.
Let's go then.
I'm sure they do not turn down an extra pair of hands or two to help them.
Indeed. If they view it that way.
As always, whatever we hear before actually getting down there will determine if our path gets altered or anything. If we get closer and start hearing, oh my god, they're everywhere!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I guess if it were fucking, you know, ringing out battles of gunfire, I think we probably would have heard by now.
Yeah. Would have heard popping in the distance like thunder.
I need to make some quick rolls.
Yeah, good. The cloister wasn't alerted. Yeah, that's. Then again, wasn't a ghost guy up there trying to find drugs or whatever it was to burn. They could all got burned out.
Yeah, man, they could all have just been like, yeah, this isn't worth it. Fuck it. Let's just hammer it, man.
We never know. We might run back into Kurt. Hey guys.
Yeah, really, fuck. He's like, hey guys, I made it. Fuck.
Yeah. Got my
Everything's
first
fine.
kill.
It's just a bit toasty. Fuck.
Alright. You said you guys are heading back towards the city?
Yeah.
Or the cloister?
Yeah. Find out what the situation is there.
Alright. As you grow closer, closer, you can hear the sound of wings beating rapidly. Is it playing?
There it is.
Yeah.
The closer you get, the more apparent it becomes. It seems like the closer you get towards the gates, the more locusts or flies and beetles, insects of all types and varieties seem to be infesting the area.
Yeah, seems pretty concerned. Basically, like, pulls to a stop. This isn't good.
No, it is definitely not good.
I think we should head to another entrance. What do you say?
Yeah, definitely if you want to get away from here. He'll do his best, try to remember the layout of the city and that crude map Kurt drew.
I believe he gave you a paper.
Yeah. Yeah. That goes through my mind.
Fucking hell.
You guys
This
can
is-
go your token choice you get.
This is what, is this open rugged terrain off the trail, or is it all mountainous, or?
So the gray is more mountain, the dark purple burgundy type things like forests.
So I assume this is kind of more open terrain.
Oh yeah, that's more like there's some farmland and whatnot, some walls, and it's a lot of open land.
Yeah, killing.
So we see forest that way, and the forest was where we were supposed to go and
To investigate.
find a
people.
sect of people, yeah. And that was also where most of the guards were like, yeah, go into the forest, alright.
Yeah. Kellen's idea is basically like, as we presumably kind of discussed, is kind of hug around
Yeah.
this way and circle around here and go for this way in.
Yeah, we should probably follow Zaval to another entrance as you suggested. So I would not get too close to civilization, however. Especially if we hear the sounds of those damned bugs. Looks like we have more walking to do.
That's a great deal. More than I would have wished for.
Point with his rifle down this direction. He goes, wasn't there a battle tower that way? There you go, 9. He says, most likely the troops there were called in as reinforcements.
Yeah,
He shoots them to go in that direction.
given the circumstances, I highly doubt they came from anywhere but that direction. If the city's burning in such a way.
They could be burning to kill the bugs,
It's possible.
or at least keep them at bay.
But the question is why the bugs haven't gone around.
There could be many answers. Let us discuss them as we
I
walk.
certainly have an idea.
Start heading to what looks like some type of buildings. We're heading that direction.
Yep, it's rough terrain, so it takes you a bit longer, a bit more tiring, but eventually you get. There seems to be some empty farmhouses.
Do not see any signs of people. Says one of us should approach stealthily, see if there's any bugs.
I suppose. You wish me to.
Kind of look like he wants to say yes, but then he'll smirk and then kind of get a serious face. He goes, 9, we should go together. Just watch each other's backs.
Well,
And he'll have his thumb ready on the shot grenade release on his firearm.
Callen has a stiletto in his offhand, as was before.
Which one are you approaching, or what are you...
Trying to approach to see if what appears to be empty buildings are not empty, be it people or insects.
You're going through, like, the door, or... like the front door, or are you going through a window?
No, general layout of the building. I'm assuming that we're still a ways away from the building.
Oh, no. I was saying that you guys spent your time going through and approaching it, right?
Yeah, basically looking if they're trying to see if we can skirt across or if there's like masses of bugs in this place.
From where you can see from where you're at, there don't appear to be too many bugs. Every now and then you'll see a little group of them, but they don't seem to be as organized as they were at the city gate. As condensed. Concentrated.
Yeah, the numbers are thin here. So perhaps we could make haste across.
Yes.
Do you see any bodies, skeleton remains? I see nothing here.
Yes, it's too quiet as well. Something's off. But yes, I say we go in quickly. The faster we can get to the heart of the city, the better.
Yeah. Definitely keeping the wall in sight and try to make our way through.
You guys rush your way through. You get glimpses of dead horses and cows, the occasional farmhand. They seem to be sucked dry. Basically just skin and bones. Chunks of them, like little bites, infest their bodies. You can see maggots and whatnot bursting through their skin.
Yeah, repopulate their army. Cool tactic. Of course, here the obligatory mine gods. Keep moving. We're almost through.
They don't seem to pay you much mind, feasting on their carapaces.
Yeah,
Right word?
They're easy meals.
Wrong word. Carapace.
I could eat this here bag of cheeseburgers or go kill that cow and make some.
So it's surprisingly apt.
Yeah. Definitely, let's make our way through to what looks like another set of buildings and whatnot.
You guys manage your way through, no issues.
Once again, careful approach to look for signs of life.
There appear to be much less corpses in this end. There's still the occasional dead body, but seems as though possibly it was evacuated.
Signs of insects.
Very few in between.
We must be getting to a good spot.
Yes. Just keep an eye.
Just look. Yeah, make our way through. It looks like there is an entrance to the city, to the west and south.
Killer kind of. Yeah, moves along with them. Up in.
Once we get to the buildings right around where we're at, if there's any multi-story ones, I would actually risk going in up to the highest floor to try to survey the city entrance.
It's not bad.
None of these buildings would be able to get you over the wall, view-wise.
I was just looking at the actual entryway from the outside.
Yeah, you can see... would you see fire? Well, yeah, sure. We'll say you'll be able to see some fire, you know? And you can see some organized people, maybe. Some shapes are talking or grouped up.
And I'm assuming the gate is closed, if that's a gate.
The gate is wide open.
So they've basically kind of set up a barricade of sorts, of, defensive post.
Yes, it looks like there are people down below.
Yes. I do think they'll be reasonable.
Fear not bugs.
Yes, that is true, but I doubt they're in a position to really care what we are.
As I ultimately just relent. If you wish to wait to the side, I will approach.
If you want to so badly, I don't mind, but I don't think there'll be any point in it. We may as well go in.
He'll nod. And start to make his way to approach. Careful. Have the rifle in his hand, but it's held down low, like, neutral stance. Not in an offensive manner. He'll start to approach and see if they even make a response to his presence. Depending on how close he gets to the gate will determine how he alters his positioning and demeanor.
Closer, you can get maybe 20 feet or so out before someone notices you, and you can see them point towards you, and a couple people turn to face. They seem cautious, wary.
And definitely take the left hand and raise it up into a generic sign for greeting. Wait until I guess where they can get in proper earshot. Go, hello!
Kind of watches behind a bit, kind of just keeping an eye out in general.
Are you infected?
Kelly kind of turns at that. What do you mean, infected?
Have they got you yet?
Magnus is just kind of confused internally, but he'll immediately respond. He said, 9, I am not infected.
You don't have any marks on your body?
I said, no, and I'll look and just add quick thank you and he goes, "No, the mud keep me safe." He is a survivor by nature, so.
Where are you coming from?
We were trapped outside of the city when whatever happened happened. So we camped out in the forest and came back to this. What's going on?
The sinner was right, you know. He foretold of this. He was right all along. We should have believed him.
Well, you haven't told me what happened yet.
From the streets, just... those insects, those chittering bugs, they burst forth and... they started killing everyone.
What's the situation in the city?
There's... that Spitalian bastard. He seems to be doing what he can to mitigate damages, to control them, but it won't last. We've sinned, we've got to atone for our sins. He was right. We should listen to him.
You speak of Hefero?
What?
Isn't that Carmino? Carmino, that you said the Spitalian.
Yeah, that fool. He thinks he can control it, but only God can save us.
Say that to your kinfolk.
They were not believers. Are you not either?
I don't know. I don't really care. All I know is there's something attacking the city and we need to get rid of it.
You said you came from a camp near the cloister? Is that right?
One of your guards escorted us the day previous. Says we were returning in and we saw the signs of commotion. He decided to pursue his fellow comrades, but we knew better. We knew the signs of conflict. We decided to stay back. That was when we realized the situation was growing grim. As such, we hold up in the not in the woods, but we hold up off the given path to see if things would stabilize. It appears that you have it somewhat under control. We're now wishing to return to the city.
I don't care about any of that, but you're telling me there's a clear way to the cloister? We can make it there without any of those bugs.
Maybe if you're...
I did not say that. There are bugs in between here and there. Would have to be very smart and very careful. Then he'll kind of like go. He does actually. Magnus doesn't really. He doesn't care personally. But you go. I do not think the cloister had the proper answers you seek. The bells did not ring, and I did not see anyone coming down the path.
But we saw our savior head that way.
Your savior?
Yes. Soroka. The sinner. If we follow him and we follow his teachings, we'll be saved from this hell on earth. I said so.
Magnus will look like he's getting a little annoyed and go, unless he's the one that caused it. So if we wish to enter the city and speak with Hefero,
You do what you like, you non-believers.
Well,
He should be in the center of town by now.
good.
We're gonna head the way you came.
Well,
If you were smart, you would join us.
if you were smart, you wouldn't be going to get eaten by insects, but enjoy that. I'm sure you will.
yeah,
They will find you.
Magnus will just nod, appreciative that he gave him the information. He'll just go march to your doom, then start making his way towards the entrance.
Follows with.
You pass by the group, get a lot of dirty looks. sent your.
Callen, like,
They seem to mostly be Anabaptists.
The hell, I got that ever since
yeah, right? But,
ever since Altair died.
yeah, I was gonna say, the whole city's kind of just a pile of cocks, isn't it? By this point, like, the moment we saw insects, pretty much, just side note, Callen would have his breathing mask on, his, kind of cloth makeshift thing, just in case.
Funny that the guy that foretold of it hauled ass to the cloister and
Yeah, right?
nobody came down.
Yeah. It makes me think either he was just a fucking psycho and died on the way and no one was witty enough to realize that.
It's like throwing a bug bomb and going, "You're doomed," and then running.
Right. Fuck you! Just booking it, yeah. So I guess we make our way to the center of the city for our old pal Carmino.
I'm glad you said towards the center of town. I guess we would look for other cloisters or guards or anything. Would meander through.
Callen is quite happy to not deal with that, given how riled up people already are. As far as Callen thinks, head straight to the kind of the market area.
Are you keeping towards the fire line, or are you going deeper in the city?
Callen would be all for going like straight to House Benasato, essentially. Because he assumes when they say, like the center of the city, that's about as close as it gets. And that's where we kind of sent Carmino to anyway.
Alright, so you beeline it. Most of the houses are shut, windows shut, silent in the streets. No one's out doing their thing. Not even through the alleys that you've walked through yourself, or you killed men, might I add. You make your way to House Benasato.
Are there sign of bugs in this part of the city?
Very, very, minor. Every now and then you'll see a couple, but not swarms, not packs. It seems to be contained for the most part.
Are there patrolling guards, perhaps rushing to other parts of the cities or anything?
Through the way you decided to walk through, you've run into no one. As you make your way to House Benasato, you see now that many of their walls and fences have been destroyed. You see a huge painting, maybe in blood, hopefully in paint, of the Anabaptist symbol. Windows are smashed.
Fucking psychopaths. To be honest, we should just light the whole fucking city and let it burn.
I would almost agree with you. But I would like to find Herr Doctor.
Yes, perhaps we can convince him of the same.
Relay our intelligence and hopefully get a dismissal to go our own ways.
Yes. I was certainly hoping to do what I could here. As far as I'm concerned, the city's already lost. The trick is we need to burn the cloister as well. Stop this from spreading. Well, let us find him first.
And look at the signs, and if he's even here, he's probably at the gate or at the firewall.
May well be. He's at the center of the city, though, so perhaps we check the market square. Seems a suitable enough place for someone to give orders from.
What of the old man and his wife? We should not see if they are here.
Look at it. If they are, they're in no condition to help. And if they are, well, they'd probably be better off. I'm quite confident they're dead by now. Windows broken in, unless Carmino managed to ferry them away.
Where's the tavern at? From our
5.
Yeah, so it's kind of
Yes, quickly, I must return to my room. I might have some could help Herr Doctor.
Yes. I say we scout around on the way, see if we can spot him or anyone else. Get in there, get your things, and we can get ready to go.
Yeah. The closer you approach a market, you can see human activity once again. It seems a lot of stalls are sort of like pushed together to make like a pedestal sort, or like an overlook. And you can see a group of people, some in armor, some just carrying weapons of various makes, huddled around, dispersing, people handing out water.
No, I'd go up to one of the people handing out water, definitely, and reach for one if they'll give me one.
Yeah, it's one of the other ascetics, but he's clothed, robed, and he hands you water.
Nah. Down it, and then it goes, we're looking for Herr Thurl.
The Fuhrer? I haven't seen the Fuhrer.
No, not the captain of the guard. He is a Spitalion. I have heard tale that he is aiding your city.
Oh, yeah, I think he's by the water tower. Last I heard. I'm just... Look, we're just trying to keep things under wraps here. Everyone's getting a little jumpy, but we all need food and water to live, right?
Yeah, Magnus having a really shitty charisma and social skills, to emulate this, he'll pat a really heavy hand on the guy's shoulder. He'll probably shake his tray and knock a couple things over or whatever he's handing out water in. I don't know, it could be a wineskin, but he'll just do one of those uncomfortable wham and just make him drop his water skin or whatever. He's like, no, you are doing a good job.
And then he'll try to rapidly pick up the water. He's like, yeah, thank you. Anyways, the water tower. He'll laugh awkwardly.
And start spinning around on heel, trying to remember where the hell that is.
Callen kind of points off towards the distance. Yes, past the tavern first. And then we can head straight there.
Very well.
He kind of scans the crowd, very, what's the word? Not quite conniving, but a very, almost sinister look upon his face as he looks across all these people. Almost disgust, even.
People seem nervous. Order seems loose at best. There's still some semblance of rank and, but it seems these are a lot of lower ranking soldiers in charge here, just sort of winging it. Not properly trained for leadership.
So I suppose we head to the tavern and up to the room to get your things.
Yeah, Magnus is hell-bent on that. He definitely wants to get his stuff.
You head back to the Bleeding Ram. It doesn't appear there's anyone in here. A lot of the alcohol has been looted.
I suppose we head up and check his room like we said, yeah.
You go in and, oh, let me tell you what. High or low, Ian?
Oh,
You go in and it seems a lot of your stuff is strewn out, across the room. Some of it missing. What'd you have in that pack?
I was gonna say probably harder to say what's not, yeah.
think the town guard got an upgrade.
Fucking hell.
tunnel shield, heavy machine gun, and 3 things of explosives.
Your shield is still there. Wow. I'm gonna say your explosives were missing. Your machine gun is also there, but the ammo seems to have been looted.
Yeah, explosives were what I was gonna give Carmine. That's not cool. Yeah, Magnus fucking immediately goes ape shit. Starts breaking everything in the room that he can. Cussing out hardcore German.
Callen kind of watches from the doorway. Why the fuck would anyone steal those things without any idea how to use them?
Yeah, Magnus is kind of in Hulk smash mode. His neck is bulging. It's the first time he ever seen raw emotion from him. He could care less for conversation. He is just breaking the shit out of everything. And if anyone comes up the stairs, he'll immediately spin around and point the gun like point blank at him. And like do that seething thing like but after several elongated minutes, he'll start snatching up what's left.
Done.
Yeah, so you still have your tunnel shield, and then you have an unloaded machine gun, possibly because it's too bulky.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. There's no point in dwelling on it. Not they can use the bullets either. As I said, we should certainly start the fires at the entrances and then move inward when we do it. Ensure that everything goes.
Magnus is still cooling down. He's going to eventually adopt his soldier persona. He nod real briefly, and curtly, and brusquely, and just like, yeah, this was relay our intelligence to Herr Ferro, and then be done with this place.
Yes, I agree.
As you said, it could burn for all I care.
And I suppose we head to the water towers.
Yeah, you guys approach water towers. Now this is much more organized looking. You can see Carmino perched at, on top of like a 2-story flight of stairs. He's barking out orders. The second he speaks, you can hear him yelling. People nod and run off to do whatever it is he says.
Yeah. Callen,
He's accompanied by like,
kind of...
a couple of guards that are higher ranking, but definitely not Fuhrer.
Yeah. Callen kind of waves his way and calls out his name.
Takes a couple tries before he pays you any mind. He sort of motions for you guys to approach him.
Callen heads up. I imagine Magnus follows with.
Yeah, he's definitely stomping double time.
Where the hell have you been?
Where do you think? Trapped outside of the city for the night.
Let me take a look at you.
Yes, they mentioned something about an infection. I take it it's the insects?
This town, this city, it's gone to hell. Well, that's big.
Yeah, Callen kind of looks around. Does he have, like, any other guards, like, close, like, within hearing range, or of, like...
No, they seem to have been, like, just stationed near him.
Yes, things are dire. Judging from the insects, I have a few ideas of what this could be. I'm hoping it's not, but I have no reason to believe anything else.
No such thing as coincidences. I've got it on the wraps for now, but we need to quarantine this entire place.
Yes. To I don't know if it's even possible to save it at this point. Insects throughout the city, here and there. Hard to tell if it's anything to do with the ones down in the main area. How is the main gate? Is it well closed off?
You talking about the front gate where we came in from?
Yes.
Locked down. Has been ever since the fucking morning.
Good. What are you planning?
Right now, I'm trying to minimize damages. I don't have the authority to make a call like this. Lucatore has value to both the battalions and the rest of the clans. If it was up to me, I'd burn every fucking house here.
I certainly agree. This place has been more of a mess than it could have been imagined when I first arrived, to say the least. If they have been using all of that burn, I imagine it's far worse than it even seems now.
Did you dig up the body? That is my
Yeah,
priority here.
Well,
that's what Magnus would have been waiting for the opportune moment to go, not to add further disarray to the situation, but we would report our status. Yes, in regards to moving the boulder, we did indeed manage to lift it. What we found underneath was most disturbing, and I do believe cost the life of one of our own. There was a body, but of course it was smashed and mangled beyond any visual recognition. We left one of our own. We left the judge Gabriel behind to guard it as we made our way here to try and find you. That is when we first noticed that the gates were closed and apparently beset upon by something. We, as Callen has stated, we were forced to spend the night outside of the city walls to see if the situation was stabilized. Then we went to go and return to our friend for the night. It appears that he was fallen, beset upon by someone. I found a single casing and he'll hold the shell out. He says, but I do not know if this is what killed him. A single bullet to such a healthy man, I do not think it is the case. But also most disturbing is that the body we have found has been taken.
Son of a bitch.
yes.
You have any idea where?
Of course not.
Permission to speak freely, I do have an opinion, a summation, but it is just one of what I've patched together in such a short time.
Spit it out.
Upon our initial departure from our escort to the graveyards, as we were returning, the guard made notice that the fact that the cloister bells were not sounded in alarm to the situation at hand. We debated going up to research further, but due to circumstances we're unable to. Decided it was better to return back to the city in the morning. Approaching the city was easy enough for those skilled in such endeavors, but outside the city guard they were spewing tales of the city's savior, someone known as the Sinner, some prophet who prophesied these damnable insect infestation. They said he did say that the Sinner was last seen headed back up to the cloister. This did not bode well to me, and as the time progressed, I'm starting to think he might have hand in the entire ordeal.
Some fucking savior. Look at the state of this. He starts grumbling to himself. That's tertiary. Right now, you gotta focus on keeping things on the wraps until reinforcements arrive.
Yes, well,
I just need the call, I need the order, and I'll burn this place down. I do need that body, though.
yes, why? What is it on the body that you need?
I was his personal doctor. I was told to find a cause of death.
If
It's
you
my
would be,
mission.
you would be one to know if the body was indeed his, no?
Of course.
That is what my gut instinct is saying, that the body was indeed not his. But
Did
if
you know
not,
him?
I had no idea. I've never met the man. But I tried to put two and two together. They go out of their way to make sure no one sees the body. Cover it with a giant stone and make sure it's smashed beyond recognition. And then steal the body.
Yes. Tell me, I had asked you about this before. What was the situation with his family? I heard mention of a child that was strange, and I can only think of several things.
That damn kid.
Yes, that damn...
This is all his fault.
Yes, because I look outside upon this city, and I see what reminds me of nothing but Franca. So is the child what I think it was?
That's none of your concern. Look, I've got a job to do, okay?
Yes. But you tell me, if the child was, then how is it that the Order did not realize that either he or someone nearby must have been using burn?
Why do you think I would have those answers?
I don't know, but someone must. Regardless, if that is how it is, and I'm quite sure it is at this point, we must question where the bulk of the burn is. At this point, where the sepsis is. And my first bet is deep within the cloister. Given the fact that the cloister has been presumably locked down, has not sent aid, it's either been taken or was never an ally in the first place.
So, you're saying we should attack?
Oh, you want to know what I think? I think we should ensure that this place is as well locked down as possible, light fires at all entrances, and then move up and do the same at the cloister. I think such an emergency is reasonable enough for you to act. I see no one of higher rank here, and you have a quick decision to make. We do not have time. If this gets out, this entire area could be damned. If this goes poorly, we could have Ferromancers taking control of the city and moving in.
Yeah, what of the city's captain, Herr Führer? Why is he not here giving orders?
Oh, motherfucker. Mysteriously missing during his time of need. Ain't that fucking kick in the head?
Probably retreated to the cloister alongside the sinner.
If I'm honest, I'm not sure he had anything to do with it. If he did, then fine enough, but if he didn't, I imagine they already killed him or turned him in some way.
And Magnus's face will kind of drop as if he's hating to ask, but at the same time needs to. Here you go. What of the old man?
Dead.
Yes, I take it the zealots slaughtered them.
No injuries. Seemed natural. Didn't have time to do an autopsy.
His wife?
Missing.
That's no surprise.
Yes, this is most disturbing. If I was to make my way back to the fortress, we do not have the time, I do believe. You say you are not one to give the orders, not high enough in command. Who would that be? Is he here, present?
No.
Okay, then Magnus adopts that Conan stance for a second, and he goes, then to hell with him.
Yes.
He says, do what you must. He says, I cannot speak for Callen here, but if you need my support, I will lend it. And he'll look really disappointed and angry. He goes, I was hoping to have explosives to aid you in such an endeavor, but sadly these people in their panic have ransacked my room and took my items.
These are wild times. Okay, this is it. I can't get away with burning the whole city, so we set up a barricade, and we light everything beyond that point ablaze. We set it maybe 25 yards away from the current line. That should be enough.
Very well. Do you have means of ignition, I take it? I have matches and torches, but we'll need alcohol, oil, or something similar to burn.
I have already procured all the alcohol I could find. Had some people raid the taverns for it, brought it back here. Though not nearly as much as I thought there would be.
Well, how about this? I'll fill my pack with as much as I can, and I'll go around and I'll start. I'll have to set up a good line and get it all burning at once.
The three of us won't be able to do this in a timely manner. By the time we finish up, the line would have pushed back. The insects would have made progress. We need to organize these people.
Yes, well, give me what I can carry and I can at least help. Same from Magnus here. We can at least start getting something set up ahead of time sensibly. And then you can have your men fill in the places that need it. Set up the line proper.
Magnus will dump off his heavy machine gun and tunnel shield on the ground. He's like, says, they stole the ammo to my gun. He says, but if you have some and can use it, it is yours for the time being. As is the shield. He'll kind of look skeptical. It perhaps could help anyone close to the bugs.
Hell if I believe that, but hey, a little confidence doesn't hurt. Alright, anyways, let's see. He thinks for a moment. You got a map?
No, we have a drawing a poorly minded guard made.
I guess that'll do for now. He takes a poorly drawn map from you. And, he looks at it, he sort of grunts to himself. He, takes out a marker that he has. He begins adding some details to it. Like, identifiable locations within a city. So, we'll set it from here to here. And he's sort of like drawing it out, like his plan.
Okay, that was weird. It stopped all noise.
Did he drop?
Sounds like he had a sound problem. You hear us?
Yeah, I was talking away and it was like dead silence. Then I went over to Discord and didn't see anybody lighting up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he gave us an update of the map basically and just, showed us the burn line he wants.
So if you could get some people to follow you, maybe start from the opposite end by the city wall.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Well, we'll take as much as we can and start. And, I suppose we start gathering things up at that point. And getting ready.
Carmino goes back to barking orders. He hands one burly man the tunnel shield. The man looks confused, but takes it and walks towards the current barricade. You see him walk off.
Yep. So I assume we get all set up with as much as alcohol and, cloths and stuff as we can carry, yeah?
Yep.
Yep. So Callen will kind of pull Magnus aside. Very well. You take these men and get started. I'll scout and see if I can't find some more alcohol. I have some ideas. I'll meet you up towards the lower point. He kind of motions there, right on the map.
Magnus will rub his chin wistfully and he'll go, perhaps we can light the fires of these people's own passions to help us. Since you're good with words, convince them that this is the only way that the fires of purity will cleanse the city, so says the sinner, or something.
I suppose. Although I'm not too keen on having these people feel anything more than misery after what we've dealt with them.
They are nothing more than tools, means to an end.
And I suppose so. He's kind of gathered up some guys for us. I take it.
Yeah, a few spare hands.
Yeah.
You could get more. Oh my god, my voice.
It's all good. Yeah, I'm sitting here fucking dying as well. It's all good. Yeah. So yeah, Callen would kind of give a shoddy speech about how, just to summarize, the current situation, how, they're the last hope for the city, essentially. About how if they succeed at setting up a proper burn line, the bugs won't be able to get in, and they'll have saved most of what's left.
Yeah, you can give me a leadership role.
Sure, yeah.
Or expression, same thing, I think.
Pretty much.
Because expression's public speaking.
It's only one off.
Oh, that's a botch. You can't help but hide.
hates
You
these
cannot
fucking people so
manage to
much,
hide your
yeah.
hatred, your disgust. So people are like, yeah, and they sort of listen to you more and more like, what? Oh.
Yeah, I
And
imagine
just
it
slipping,
starts
like-
leaning into kind of the terrain of, and you burn all the wretched places, that are infested with these disgusting insects. Kind of becomes more demoralizing.
Did he just say shitter, not sinner?
I feel like his contempt poured out a bit there, and kind of overwhelmed with any good points he had about it.
A couple people saunter off, but they don't seem very motivated to do so. A couple of them go in a different direction than what you told them to.
Magnus is all about, if he has to, intimidation. Nothing more motivating than you there. You want to save the city? Then burn the shit, right?
Alright. So yeah, Callen will kind of ask for Magnus to do his thing, and he'll go off and start in another section, basically. So I take it Magnus heads off to kind of start high and then work his way down. And once Callen kind of separates, Callen's actually going over this way. And,
Okay.
so he's gonna find, go through kind of the alleys close to the gateways and stuff, right? Out of sight. Places, everything's locked down anyway. Go to the quiet places, right? Something that would, catch there, and block it off, essentially. And he's gonna start burns on either side of, there to there, right? So that it kind of spreads. Let me actually just do the draw thingy. So he's gonna kind of start here, hoping it kind of spreads that way, and then here, intending it to kind of close off, and kind of just light there, kind of around here. Let me use a color other than fucking brown, right? So kind of start one there, in a back alley basically, so that spreads. There, and kind of a couple, just, small things to get it started all the way around the border of the city.
Yeah, Magnus is definitely a grunt man. He has minor engineering knowledge, but he has quite a bit of force, so if he has to break shit and knock stuff over to make decent barricades, he'll do that.
Yeah, man. You're just trying to engulf the
Yeah,
entire
Callen
city?
is actually going
Yeah.
around to any major points along the border of the city to ensure that it cuts any means of exit off. Hoping that, by the time he gets up to this, this point up here, it will have kind of spread in such a way that it cuts off any of the main entrances and stuff by spreading.
First, we're gonna have to get like an engineering roll. See if you can find the proper...
Yeah, he's just basically looking for any kind of shoddy buildings, right? And, yeah.
Magnus will
Recognizing damages or weak spots.
Magnus will do his crappy best.
Yeah, I mean, either way, he's basically any building on either side of main roads in, he's gonna light. I mean,
You're starting like right next to the water tower?
no, like over this way, right? So like anywhere where there's like a main road coming in particular, he's gonna light a fire on a building on either side, essentially like that, hoping that it'll kind of spread from there and keep people from getting out.
To walk around the entire city would take you quite some time. I doubt you'd be able to do the entire thing without being noticed. People are gonna notice there's a fire spreading,
Oh yeah, well I mean his goal is basically to just be kind of like dip into crowds between, because he doesn't necessarily need to walk along the edge of the city, right?
Go
So
outside,
it's as
burn the
simple as
forest.
yeah, basically like go into an alley near one of these areas, light a fire, kind of dip back into the road, if there's any kind of crowd, dip in, etc. Boop, go around and light them. The main spots he's looking for, right, is just as long as he can get the main entrances. So, in particular, he's looking to cut this off, cut this off, cut this off, this, and maybe one like in between if possible. But those are his main spots. So, essentially, like, get that spot lit and then go kind of somewhere near the main entrance and get an area around there lit and kind of slip
Alright,
back
give
in.
me 3 stealth checks and 1 for each general area. So 1 for the first one, 1 for the second one for the third. Like 3 of them up there.
Alrighty.
It's both of us.
I thought he sent you to go off to the opposite end of the city.
Yeah, he was. If Magnus wants to just do a normal burn, that's fine. But if he's down for like going and lighting shit up, that works too. So what did you want? Agility, stealth. Yeah.
Yeah. See if you can light it and dip out. Yeah.
Yep. There's one. Do you want just the one or?
That's a bot.
Yeah. Just botch off the back.
Yeah, so someone spots him.
You light your first fire. You go spread to the second fire, and a couple people notice what you're doing. Low-ranking guards. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, Callen kind of waves them. Yes, Carmino sent me. We need to start burning at these main entrances to the sides. Apparently the insects are trying to get around the city.
What? I didn't hear anything like that. Give me a fucking deception roll,
Oh,
man.
yes, you are. Yeah, this is what he's good at. He's built for this.
What about the people? We haven't evacuated this area yet. I mean,
Isn't that a botch though? Because he's got 2 ones.
no, you need more ones and successes.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
then
otherwise
success,
every roll
okay.
would have botched in this game, basically.
Oh.
Yeah, the odds of not botching every roll at that point would be astronomical. Yeah. But yeah, he explains, well, apparently some of the insects have gotten in the city and the infection is starting to spread. So we need to do this quickly. Feel free to go and get as many people gathered up towards Carmino's area.
Now, how are we gonna escape if we're...
There's a secret area that Carmino knows about. We'll be able to get out that way. Regardless,
Fine.
make sure this gate
go
is
gather
blocked
people.
off and on fire. Or they could get in soon.
So you want us to light the fire, or do you want to...
That would help.
We can go gather people.
Yes, gather others. All the main entrances along the way. There's a means out near the water towers. It'll be fine.
Right. Okay. And sort of saunter off. Start knocking on doors.
And Callen will move on to the next point and continue.
Yeah, stealth?
Another stealth. Alright. Oh, shit, that had a... So it's 1 success. Sorry. Because it's the last 2 dice wouldn't be on that. Because
It's 1
it's
success,
a
1-1.
bonus from the thing. Because he has a +2 to deception, so I have to go in and do that. But it, so it would be 1 success, 1 not success thingy, right?
Yeah.
If you just hack them off.
You manage
I don't know
to...
how you do it.
You'd manage to light a fire here and start spreading. It's still taking you a while to walk between the walls, you know? This isn't like a fucking short
fuck,
rest.
no, of course, yeah, it's gonna take ages. He's trying to set up a fucking city on fire. I don't imagine it'd be like, oh yeah, just run down here and toss a match there, toss a match here. Fuck.
Give me one last stealth check.
Oh yep. Oh there we go. Oh fuck. Oh yeah, I did remove it. Okay, yeah, so that's right. Yep.
So maybe it takes like 5 hours? I don't know. I don't know how long it would take me to walk from
for like a full. Yeah, that makes
walk
sense.
from Bronx
I
to
mean, like
Brooklyn
a good
in, like,
portion.
10, yeah.
Because I think at one point it took us like an hour to get most of the way across the city. So yeah.
Yeah, now you're going around
Yeah.
and doing shit each stop and trying to be
And
stealthy.
like explaining it away to fucking guards and shit.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
In like 5 hours or so, you've managed to trap everyone.
He's managed to block off all exits of the city and light them on fire. Yeah. Except for basically here, right? So.
Which other people have been steadily working
Yeah,
on,
exactly.
following Carmino's orders to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's fine.
He had a lot of people help him. He probably got his job finished. What's the plan now? You've just
Head back and
spent
meet
the
up with
entire
Magnus
day.
down this way, basically. He would also change his clothes before he goes and does that completely. And basically put on, completely different clothes. Essentially, make himself look like that's not the same dude, right?
Magnus, what were you up to this entire time? He's been gone for like 6 hours.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
It's chopping real bad. Now I don't hear anybody.
Can you hear it? You hear me?
I can hear you, Aki.
Yeah, it was quiet otherwise. So yeah, I think he was asking what you were doing. Well, Callen was off for hours.
Yeah, I thought I was aiding in the endeavor somehow.
Yeah, if you were like, hey, let's do this, then yeah, he'd be fine with that. Which I guess would have, because we were looking to get this line burning, basically. So he was gonna have you go forward with that part of the plan, which I imagine that would take quite a while as well, because you had people to help.
I'm not really a social person as far as these, because Carmino said trying to get the people to work together. I definitely wouldn't have done that. I'm more of the knock shit down, stack stuff up, help you kind of burn. Then I'll also thought he said that you told me to go somewhere.
I don't know, because we had the burn that we were looking to set up normally. Callen had kind of wasn't sure if Magnus would be fine with doing this, so he was going to kind of go off and get the main entrances burning anyway himself, right? Well, you got the primary one there done.
Yeah, Magnus's mine. It's a military operation. You're quarantining the city and stopping what's a potential lethal infection.
Yeah, basically. That's his stance on it.
Yeah, he would have definitely lent what aid he could.
Alright. What's the plan now? You've managed to trap everyone.
He's got the city burning. And, yeah. So, he'd head back to Carmino. I guess we...
After a long journey around the city outskirts, you head back to Carmino, who's still dishing out order, looking proud at his work.
Yeah, Callen kind of comes to him. Very well, things are established. We need to get out then. Head towards the cloister.
Right. You said you had a way in?
Well, see, that was originally his plan, was that area, so I was gonna say, sorry, my other screen is like away from the mic, so. Because I was thinking for this, I was thinking it was gonna be like that, basically, more so. Because he was intending to go that way, but if that is lit, or was like in the plan to lit, like, he would ask him, he would have like asked about a way out, but he'd ask Carmino, well, is there a way through the aqueduct or something similar? That would be best.
Hell if I know. Which way'd you come in from?
To the north, one of the areas we were going to burn.
And then we'll go around.
Very good. We'll have to slip past and out the way we came in. We should be able to get past. It shouldn't be too dense by now.
The people sounded like they were going to make the way to the cloister too.
Yes, well, I imagine they're already dead. There were insects on the way. We'll have to be careful.
The morale was rather low. They did not look like they wanted to be there. They wanted to be inside the cloister.
Yes. We'll see how it is. For now, let's get a move on and get out of here soon.
So which way you headed? Also, I think we're gonna have to call it soon.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Watch out. Yeah, so if that isn't lit up here, right?
It could have been one of those spots where you knew where it was going to be, and then we'd light it as we were crossing
I
it.
think if
Cinematic
if
style.
he knew that was going to be lit up there, then he would have had another spot to come out, which would have been on the northern side. So probably like right here, he would have waited on, I guess, because we need somewhere up that way. So if this is burning, right?
Yeah, you had a drawing. Well, you had a crude drawing.
Yeah, he doesn't exactly.
So maybe you assumed it wasn't. Oh, who knows?
Yeah. So in that case, yeah, he'll, have us head that way, I suppose.
So follow your nose towards Manure Hill.
We're gonna beeline there so that we avoid all of the fire. And yeah.
So, yeah, you gather your remaining supplies, a few hands in Carmino, I suppose. Anyone willing, and you make your way towards the only non-burnt exit.
Yeah, I can't.
And as you walk and you pass House Benisado, you think, after a week or so you've been here and everything that's happened, and unless someone has any parting words, I want to kind of call it for that.
Yeah, seems fitting. Callen washes that kind of horrid face as he looks at the large symbol of blood or paint on the house of the Anabaptists, and quite a sneer at it as they move past the building. The scent of smoke and insect in the distance.
Yeah, Magnus would be trudging on, preparing for what he's assuming is going to be battle or conflict. And as he approached the house, he'll stop for a moment to adjust his belongings, give silent reverence to the old man, kind of hold his head down low, because he knows from one soldier to another, he says nobody should even be placed in that position, in that condition. But he'll quickly let the emotion go away and then become resolve again and continue marching on. Sim, what do you do?
I don't think he's there. If I was him, I would have dipped out long ago.
Hello?
Oh, I'm just laying in a hole.
Laying in a hole, man.
Dude, you stood through the entire thing?
Oh, yeah.
Could have just pinged you.
Man. I feel bad, man. I wish Callen would have been able to get there to help. He would have fucking offed that dude so quick. Ugh. Well, I say that. He probably would have fucking died too, but...
Hey, any number of advantages huge in this
pretty
game.
fucking big, yeah.
I was hoping Sim would win a 1v1.
No, not a chance.
He did miss like 3 perception checks, so there's no way this guy wasn't getting the first move.
Good stuff. Well, at least we know this terrible fucking city will burn. Oh yeah, and I'll stop recording with that.